wanted to share a davar nifla, a wonderful thing that I saw in the writings of Rabbi Shafir, who just wrote a new book called 10 Really Dumb Mistakes That Smart Couples Make. Either I saw this in a book of his or in an article. It doesn't make a difference. Here's the idea. He found a very, very interesting thing, that often couples, believe it or not, after 20 years, suddenly their shalom bayis makes a great jump in the right direction. So he said what happens in his experience, what he thinks happens is that some reason, he doesn't explain why, doesn't give a Kabbalistic reason of 20 or anything like that, but at the 20-year point, suddenly one spouse or the other stops trying to change the other one. Stops trying to change the other one. I want to explain the depth of this. I'm not sure he explained it himself. Could be I got it from him. Doesn't make a difference. Again, the idea is like this. Obviously, the member of the team that's trying to change the other isn't fully satisfied. But guess what? The person who's trying to be changed is also not satisfied and not happy. Now, this doesn't mean that they're fighting with each other. And here's the beauty of this idea. Because sometimes we want to avoid fights, or we think that by avoiding fights we're being matzliach in our shalom bayis, which of course to a certain extent we are. But there's something deeper going on. When you're trying to change your spouse, then you are unsatisfied and they're unsatisfied, right? In a certain way. And that stunts the growth of the relationship. When suddenly that's gone, so the relationship can really fly. It makes so much sense. I want you to think about that, how much sense it makes. It's a subtle point, but a very, very deep point, and a very, very absolutely true point, and a self-apparent point to someone who thinks about it. Now, here's what I want to leave you with, gentlemen. You know what? If it can happen in 20 years, let's not be foolish. Let's let it happen after 2 years and 3 years and 4 years and 5 years. You know, there are things we're not talking about if someone's abusive, chas v'shalom, toxic, all these words, things that need therapy, things that need change, but there's certain patterns or ways or habits or things which annoy you about your spouse, or just the way they are sometimes, and they're not going to change, and they can't change, and you don't change. Guess what? so as opposed to being foolish and waiting for 20 years for it to happen, let it happen sooner. Let go, and you'll have a lot more shalom bayis and a lot more happiness in life. All the best.